Zozolba. So today is the 13th Nepalbhasa class run by Pasapasaguti UK London, and the topic for today is space. So in the last class we covered words related to time, and today we are going to cover Nepalbhasa words related to space. So the concept of space, around us. So basically, we'll keep it very simple and short, and practice more further later in the next class, maybe. Yeah, for today, to start with, the word. Let's start with maybe front. Yeah. So the English word front, if you have to use it in Nepalbhasha, the idea is front. As I think we discussed this earlier as well, nya and liu. We discussed this when we had talked about relationships, and there was step wife, nyatu and litu, so former and latter, so I gave this analogy in the last time as well, nyane and liune. So front is nyane, like nya before, and liu is like after, behind, like nyasa and lisa, if you remember, question and answer. So front is nyane, back is lune. Nyane, lune, front and back. Similarly, if I have to now say like side, right, any side, it will be sithe, like on a side. So put some object on a side, on one side will be sithe. Put it aside, on a side. It would be sithe taibu, like put it on the side. So sithe, side in Nepalbhasha is sithe, sithe. Similarly, if I have to specify which side, let's say, so if I have to specify like a right side, on my right, on the right side, it will be zoe, za, and ko. Okay, zoe, koe. Zoe, right for zoe, zoe for right, koe for left. Zoe, koe. And there's a very a similar Nepalbhasa word sounding to this, and also with a similar meaning. Like your neighbors live around you on your left and right. Houses could be your neighbors in Nepalbhasha, neighbors, or chimeki in Khasbhasa Nepali. In Nepalbhasha, we call jala khala, right? So people who live around you. And then let's move on to the next one. Think of, okay, we did right and left. Let's think of now middle. Middle would be dathui. Dathui for middle. Okay? Dathui chon, like, dathui chon of you, like, you please sit on the middle, right? Sit in the middle, something like that. Okay. Now let's think of some covered space, okay, like in a room or in a box or something like that, So if you have to say inside, it will be dune. Dune for inside. Similarly, if you have to say outside of a closed space, covered space, it will be pine. Like, see, we are all staying home in this lockdown period due to COVID-19. So if you have to say like stay inside your houses, stay at home, it'll be chen dune, like in the house, right? Chen dune chon, right? Chen dune chon, right? Keep staying inside your houses. Yeah, stay at home. So and if I have to say now go out, pine hun for go, right? For you, second person. So pine hun, go out. If I have to say like I haven't been out for long, maybe. If I have to say I haven't been out, I would say pine mona, right? I haven't been out, right? So now let's say so we did cover dune for inside, pine for outside, right? Now let's think of other space ideas like up and down, maybe. Yeah. So if I have to say up, it'll be zui, zui, right? So zui wana, it went up, right? And if I have to say down, it'll be similar to zui. It is kue, zui, kue. The idea is the ch sound and ko sound, right? That's the difference. Zui and kue, right? Up, zui, down, kue, right? Similarly, if I have to say maybe on a surface, like on a table or something, yeah. So on a surface, on something, that would be dene, right? On top of something, basically on the top of the table, on top of the bed, or you know, a surface. Okay, that would be dene, dene, dene. We did the verb. Dene was to sleep. Dene. This is dione, dione, on top of the surface, right? So on something, diane. Table diane taibu is like put it on the table, yeah, on top of the table, on the table. So on would be diane, diane, right? Diane, right? And then let's say similarly, we did cover up and down, but you know, if I'm in the house and I have to say like I have to give the idea of stories, different multi-stories. Okay, so if I have to say so, stairs in English, or in khas bhasa Nepali bharang or something, stairs would be in Nepalbhasa swana, right? Swana is the steps, the staircase, yeah, right? So what do I have to say if it's like upstairs and downstairs? Maybe that idea of space. Okay, so if I have to say upstairs, I would say it is on the upper floor, yeah. So tale, tale, upstairs, tale. And similarly, if I have to say downstairs, it will be kune, kune, tale, kune. So downstairs is kune, down. Yeah. Remember, like this is similar to below. We down. We did earlier. Down is kwe. Downstairs is kune, right? Similar, right? Makes sense, isn't it? Okay. Now, so let's think of some more. Like we did upstairs, downstairs. Yep, we've done that now. Okay. If we have to do something, if we have to say something like near, nearby, like distance wise, if something is near, we'll say in Nepalbhasa it is sati, sati, yeah, satika, sati. It's near. Similarly, if I have to say it's like farther away, if it is far, I will say tapa. Sati and tapa. Tapa. Remember, like when we did relationships in the earlier classes, we said tapa bajia, distant. The four grandfather was bajia, and four grandfather. Great grandfather was Tapa Bajia, right? And I told you it was like distant Bajia, distant grandfather, right? So that distance of Sati and Tapa, right? So Tapa is far. Nice. Now, if we have to say, for example, in the corner, in some corner. So if you have a closed surface and you have like certain different sides, and there's a corner, yeah, between two sides. So that corner in Nepalbhasa, a corner is kuncha. Like even in khas bhasa Nepali we say kuna, right? Kuna, right? Sides, and there'll be corners. Corners will be kuna, right? Tin kune, char kune, like the corner. Corn in Sanskrit, kuna in khas bhasa Nepali. In Nepalbhasa, kuncha, right? Similar. It's the same root, isn't it? Makes sense. Now we've covered some 16. By now we've covered some 16. If you made a count of this, 16 different words in Nepalbhasha that gives us an idea, a concept of different concepts of space. Okay. Now let's think of directions. Maybe it's quite important as well. As we know, the four main directions: north, east, west, south, and then there will be northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest, and so on. So these 8 directions. Yeah. So let's start with north. Up there, north. In Nepalbhasha, north, or Uttar in Sanskrit. In Nepalbhasha, the word for north is Yeta. There's a similarity now. You will see north, east, west, and south has ending of ta. Makes easier now. Yeta for north. For south is Ita. Ita. Similarly, for east, it is Wota. And for the west, it will be Yota. Wota, Yota. Right? Eta, Ita, Wota, Yota. West is Yota. I'm just taking myself as a reference, the origin. Now let's think of the other cardinal directions, like made of in the diagonal in between directions. Like if I just say northeast, it will be northeast is east is Wota, north is Yeta. Northeast is Yaukuli. It might be quite difficult to remember as they are quite new, and we're not talking about the etymology of these words. Like we're not dissecting these words into their parts and different in-depth meanings and all, because that might just make it more difficult for people to get over in a single class for all these new words. So let's say northeast, Yaukuli. Northwest will be Yaukuli. Slightly different. Yaukuli. Northwest is Yaukuli. Southeast is Wonkuli. Okay, east is Wota, right? Southeast is Wonkuli. Then only one remaining, southwest. Southwest is Wokuli. Wokuli is southwest. So these were the 8 different cardinal directions that we've covered in Nepalbhasha. Altogether, we've covered now 24 different Nepalbhasha words. That gives us the concept of the idea of space, right? So we've covered time, we've covered space. We will cover something interesting in the next class. We'll work at it. In the next class, we'll have some interactions and practice session using these new words that we've learned today that give us an idea of space. Thank you very much. Akuya kusula for today. Bye.